Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Jade Empire. Last episode we did some exploring around the town of Tien's Landing here. Spoke with a few people down here, spoke with a few people up here, got a quest or two, and time to move on. Since we're right by Minister Shang, I think we should talk to him and see if we can get any further information here. Let me look at this book stand first. The Airing of Grievances. Being a collection of the indignities suffered by Minister Shang at the hands of the backward shanty town of Tien's Landing. His hat has been soiled. A parchment was stolen from him before a speech at a community gathering. His cat was viciously threatened. A chair at his table was placed backward. His finger was slammed in a door not once but thrice. An egg was thrown at him by an unknown assailant. His cart was stolen, filled with soiled garments, and then returned. His face was ridiculed by young children. His prized tonberry was squashed. It was suggested that he perform acts of deliberate indecency upon himself. He was forced to suffer the interminable and petty gripes of the people. His hair was accused of being impermanent and false. The honor of his family was impugned. He suffered a disabling attack by a pack of bees. His reputation was maligned by brigands. Brigands! A local dog evacuated in the minister's shoe. He was given a gift of turtle eggs by a visiting merchant. Wait, that's bad? It was suggested that he would be able to trace his lineage to a simple courtesan. He was referred to as Smelly. He slipped in mud, no doubt placed in his path by jealous townsfolk, and sailors burned down his office. Dude, if you have to keep a log of every single indignity you have suffered, I think you're a little full of yourself. Okay, then. Let's speak with him.
It is not easy to be Minister Shang, beset with troubles and doom, and now interrupted by some difficult stranger. Truly, can you not see that I am busy watching my career slide into oblivion? Minister Shang simply hasn't time for your petty concerns. I have problems of my own.
I read the book. What are you minister of?
The Ministry of Harmony, which oversees taxation and execution, usually in that order. But poor Minister Shang oversees nothing in this dying town. Nothing but failure! This backwater pimple of a town lives off of the lake created by the Great Dam. But the Great Dam is open and the lake is dry. The town is dying. Under my supervision.
Hold on, just a second. Did you say the Ministry of Harmony was in charge of taxation and execution? I don't know, that combination... Wait, no, actually it does make sense. After all, they do say the only certainties in life are death and taxes. So I guess in a certain way it makes sense? Why is the Great Dam open?
I have nary a clue. Unless... very well, you've convinced me to talk. It is dangerous to say anything, but I am a brave man. It was that horrible Inquisitor, Lim.
I've convinced you?
Lim oversees the Lotus Assassin operations in this area. A few weeks ago, he came to town and demanded a key to the ruins. Then his men went up there and opened the Great Dam.
Why did they do that?
Inquisitor Lim has his assassins searching for something, though what it is I couldn't say. Minister Shang knows better than to stick his nose in the business of the Lotus Assassins. I didn't want the town to panic, so I kept Lim's presence here a secret. Better the peasants think it was ghosts. A much less terrifying idea.
Is there anything I can do?
Some brave soul must travel through the old ruins, which are absolutely not infested with ghosts, and close the Great Dam. The gate to the ruins is locked, but I have a key. I cannot order or even ask someone to go do this. If the Great Dam closes, the ruins will flood. Various assassins and soldiers will be killed. Not good for my career. But if I happen to lose the key and someone happened to find it, the town could be saved and the problem solved without any sanction from me.
You snake. I like it. Hey, what did you just give me? Is that a key?
What are you talking about? I haven't given you anything. Although I will need that back when you're done. Oh, and I am certainly not going to tell you that the ruins can be reached by heading across the footbridge and out the west gate of town. It wouldn't be proper.
No, I'm certain it wouldn't. Is there a reward for doing this?
Not for me, certainly, because I never asked you to do anything, right? Now, I happen to know of a ship's captain down on the waterfront, Ing, I think, who is trapped here. He has a big cargo rotting in his hold. I am sure he would pay a good sum to anyone who could close the great dam. Of course, being a stranger, he'd not be able to tell you that you'd need to go through the ruins which lie through the west gate. Tourists rarely know the lie of the land, you see.
Indeed. Would you happen to not know anything about flyers while we're at it?
Minister Sheng remembers when flyers were reserved for the wealthy elite of the Imperial City. Now pirates use them to raid the countryside. Disgraceful. I suppose in theory you could find a flyer at the pirate camp upriver. In practice, however, I doubt you would find the pirates very accommodating. I suppose Rue the bosun is mad enough to take you if he's drunk. Yes. Rue is surely the only one who would make the trip. And then the pirates would kill you.
Where can I find Rue the boatswain?
Rue announced 3 days ago that he was going to close the Great Dam, but
Oh,
first he
wait.
stopped at the tea house for a bowl of wine. As far as I know, he's still there.
Pardon me, I had to sneeze. Oh, so he's the really drunk guy with the freaky beard. Where's the tea house?
Minister Sheng has been reduced to a tour guide. The tea house is the large building just down the hill from here, near the entrance to the town.
I just did that to make you suffer. Has a fleet of flyers passed by recently?
I recently saw a large fleet of flyers pass by. The Minister Sheng held out hope that they had come to escort him away from this demeaning post and back to the Imperial City. But the flyers never stopped in Tien's Landing. They headed upriver towards the pirates' camp. No doubt they went there to refuel, though where they are now, I could not say.
Alright then. What can you tell me about these pirates?
The pirates are just one more affliction that plagues this troubled town, and yet another headache for poor Minister Sheng. They raid the surrounding countryside, swooping down with their flyers to capture slaves. Do you know how bad it looks when someone under my jurisdiction is captured by slavers? Fortunately, they haven't attacked the town itself yet. Gao, the man I hear is running them, knows that would draw too much attention.
But there are pirates wandering all over this town.
The drunks clogging up the streets aren't pirates. They're only traveling merchants, sailors who were trapped here when the dam was opened.
Ah.
Minister Sheng finds them to be an annoyance, but not a concern worth worrying about. If the dam is closed, they will simply disappear. Not like Gao and his pirates.
Did you say Gao was in charge?
Yes, I believe that was his name. Gao. An unsavory character by all accounts. There are even rumors he is connected to that infamous crime syndicate known as the Guild. The pirates have been operating in this area for many years, or so I was told. However, things became much more serious when Gao took over.
Oh, we're gonna be dealing with him.
The pirates started using flyers and gathering slaves at an enormous rate. I imagine things are very unpleasant over at their camp. Not that I'm willing to go take a look.
Hasn't anybody tried to stop them?
Are you accusing Minister Sheng of neglecting this problem? It's not that easy. One can't simply point and say, the pirates are over there. Well, actually, one can.
Yeah, you can.
But the only approach is by river, and no sane bargeman would be willing to risk such a journey. Sane people don't go looking for the pirates. They avoid them.
I suppose that is a point.
I suppose Rue the bosun is mad enough to take you if he...
Yes, we already know about him. Other
Oh
questions?
yes, let's. Nothing would please Minister Sheng more.
ask something else?
Certainly. Let us discourse on a variety of topics. It isn't as if Minister Sheng has anything better to do. What shall we talk about?
Let's see. I'm curious about you.
Ah, my favorite subject. Ask, and Sheng, Imperial Minister of Harmony for this entire region, will let you bask in the glory that is... me.
Doesn't this entire region just consist of this town?
Don't! Why, how dare... Yes, you are right. I am minister of this bleeding pus pool of a town. And yes, it is because I am in disfavor. Are you through? Because you haven't yet picked on my appearance or my family history. Why stop short of completely obliterating the last little bit of dignity to which Minister Sheng clings?
So, what does the Ministry of Harmony do?
Woe to Sheng that his sole ally is an uneducated simpleton. The Ministry of Harmony oversees taxes and executions for this entire region.
Why were you sent to Tian's Landing?
Judge Fang, the Chief Minister of Harmony. He didn't want me anywhere near the seat of power. He sent me here. An exile as unjust as any in the history of the Empire.
But why did he do that?
Jealousy! You see, by the rosters of the Imperial bureaucracy, I am next in line for Fang's job. It was only a matter of time until Minister Sheng ascended to his position. Fang does not think much of me, so he banished me to this remote branch of the Ministry of Harmony. Now one of his lackeys will take my rightful position as his successor.
Uh-huh. And why are you standing here in front of a cart?
The shame! Since the Great Dam opened and the lake drained, there has been a ship trapped in port and the sailors are growing increasingly rowdy. Some of them got drunk and set fire to the Ministry of Harmony's office. That is the ruin of it over there.
Someone should do something about those sailors.
What can be done? The sailors want to leave as badly as the town wants them gone. But until the dam is closed, their ship isn't going anywhere. I'm sure Captain Ing down by the pier would offer you some sort of reward to close the Great Dam and free his ship. That is what we in the Ministry of Harmony call a hint.
Gee, thank you. Your hint is so very subtle.
I once lived in
let's
the
see.
Imperial City.
Oh.
I was almost a regular at court. Now Minister Sheng is reduced to answering questions in the street.
Indeed. I'd like to ask about the Empire. Pardon me, I have spent my entire life living in a small town and a school. Okay, sure, fine, schools are supposed to teach you about the wider world, but it was a martial arts school, not a geography or history school.
It is true I am knowledgeable and well-traveled. Very well, let me elucidate.
And so humble, too. What do you think of the Emperor?
A giant among men, superb, the best emperor ever. Surely he will soon allow me to return to the Imperial City. Surely.
What do you know about Death's Hand?
Of course I hold all the Emperor's advisors in the highest esteem. Death's Hand serves the Emperor, as do we all. He is a trifle terrifying, however. But I respect him. Oh, yes, I respect him so very, very much.
I respect him even more. I'm sure you respect him even more when you're within sword-stabbing distance. Tell me about the Imperial City.
Oh, I miss it so. And it misses me, I am sure. A grand place, but I fear I shall never see it again. Even the mention of the name brings sorrow to Minister Sheng's heart. Please, let us discuss some other topic. Recollecting the grandeur of the Imperial City in these mean and meager surroundings is too cruel a tragedy to bear.
Very well. Let's ask something else.
Excellent. Truly good news. I haven't anything else to do. I'm still hours away from committing suicide.
Actually, I think that's it. Goodbye.
Yes, yes, go and leave Minister Sheng alone to ponder his troubles. Now go close the Great Dam, and I never said that.
Of course, it is very noted. Now let us continue looking around. As I believe we can. There's not really anything else around here, I don't think. So let's go down this road. Oh, what the? Greetings, stranger. I noticed you speaking with Minister Sheng. I wonder if I could have but a moment of your time. Who are you? I am Merchant Jiang, wine seller. I serve the community by entertaining these sailors trapped in our town. I need the help of someone with a steely eye and a steady hand. What sort of help do you need? This is an excellent time to be a wine merchant. The sailors trapped in our town were on the river for quite a long time, and they had saved up massive amounts of silver. They've made me a rich man, but they still have much silver to spend, and I have a large enough supply of wine to last many moons before my stocks run dry. I saw you speaking with Minister Sheng, worthy one. I suspect he asked you to go out to the Great Dam and close it. Am I right? None of your business. Pretend for a moment that he asked you to close the Great Dam. He probably talked about saving the town, but I bet he offered you nothing for your services. I offer more. If the Great Dam closes, the water level rises, and those sailors will float away with all their silver. It would be a ridiculous waste of a golden business opportunity. I want you to destroy the controls of the Great Dam, leaving it forever open. Then there will be no danger of some adventurer coming by and closing it. I'm not going to doom this entire town. Oh, don't be so dramatic. I know that some think this river situation is fatal, but they are overreacting. They cannot adapt to the new realities. True, if the Great Dam remains open, the town will consolidate a bit. That might be a good thing. Either way, the smart ones who plan for their future will be fine. If you perform this service for me, I will pay you 20% of my profits to date. Rest assured, it's a very substantial sum. What if I expose your plan? You have no proof I asked you to do this. It's just my word against yours. Who will they believe? A stranger new to town, or a respected merchant? I want no part of this. No need to rush to a decision, just keep it in mind. If you destroy the controls, bring me some proof, and I will happily honor my word. 20% of my profit to date. Remember that. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. Alright, let's move on. Apparently I can walk this way. Not that there's really anything over here. Okay, take a look down here. You don't seriously think you'll catch me out with that strategy, do you, Vo? You play too conservatively, Vo. You must be bold when playing a game of Yi. Did I teach you nothing?
You taught me much, Jian, but the most valuable lessons were learning where you were wrong. 17th square of the Lion, if you please.
A wise move, but you know you cannot win. You stole this game the way you hesitated to learn of harmonic combinations. You must be bold, Vo.
You are being rude, Jian. We have a guest. Let us place the game on hold a moment.
I was doing my best to ignore you. Very well. What do you want from Jian the Iron Fist or Mistress Vo? If you are here for trading, I refuse.
What exactly are you doing?
Having our game of Yi interrupted. Playing without the border pieces is hard enough without some stranger interrupting.
Surely you know of Yi, the capturing game? Played on a board of 19 rows and columns, the black and white pieces capture territory for their player.
They have simply decided to do away with the board. If one is properly focused, it is not so hard to keep the game in one's mind.
So is it like Go or something? What kind of training can you two offer?
None. Too many people seek our guidance.
Do not be so hasty, Jian. You did not turn me aside all those years ago.
And look where that got us. Your foolish devotion to the way of the open palm drove you from my tutelage and made you weak. No more. End of subject.
I have some questions about Tian's Landing.
Then you should ask them of someone who cares.
Forgive him. Had my former master bothered to remember his manners, he might have told you that we are not from Tian's Landing. We know little of the events here.
The Empire posts a minister to look after this place. Jade is his name, I think. Pester him if you must know about this place.
I'll leave you two to your game.
Jian the Iron Fist isn't honestly going to let this one walk away, is he? If you don't say anything, then I will, you old goat.
As much as it pains me, Vo is right. I see potential in you. Greater strength than the dozens of worms who compete for my favor.
I too see strength, but also the capacity for understanding the world and your place in it. You could prove an interesting pupil.
What are you getting at?
I will make you an offer. Show me that you understand every nuance of the way of the closed fist, and I will teach you how to bend the storms to your will through tempest.
He would like nothing more than to have you as a student. But show me that you walk the way of the open palm, and I will teach you the mysteries of Stone Immortal.
We will be here for some time. If you wish either of our tutelage, but do not ask them to guide you on your path. Learning the ways on your own is the most important lesson.
Always a pleasure to talk to another warrior. My game of Yi with Jian can wait a moment. What can I do for you?
Tell me about yourself.
You know my name. That's really all that's important, isn't it? Not many know of my exploits outside of the prosperous East.
What's the story between you and Jian?
I was once his student, until I decided I couldn't agree with all of his teachings. He was an excellent master, but I couldn't follow his philosophies. 20 years have passed since we parted ways, and while we disagree on principle, I can't help but feel some affection for the old man.
Old? There's more life still left in these old bones than you've ever had.
This is why we only meet once a year to play Yi. Jian the Iron Fist is best taken in small doses.
You spend most of your time in the prosperous East?
A wonderful province, and yes, one that I call home. You should visit sometime and see the wonders of Phoenix Gate. Of course, the Imperial City still stands as the greatest city, but Phoenix Gate has its own charms. Standing on the sea of glass, it is a hub of trade. Each year, Jian and I make our way here to the Seat of Heaven province to meet for a few days of Yi. It's something of a ritual.
Alright, that's all I wish to know about you.
It was nice to talk for a while.
Explain to me the principles of the Stone Immortal style.
Stone Immortal allows you to control the earth itself. It is not easy to master. To understand the earth, you must be aware of all things around you and understand that they are all connected in one way or another. That is why Stone Immortal is only taught to those who follow the way of the open palm. Our sense of harmony aids us in persuading the earth to serve as our ally.
I seek your training, Mistress Vo.
You have some understanding of the way of the open palm, but Stone Immortal is not easily taught. Return to me when you feel you understand the way of the open palm. Then you will be ready.
Alright, I'll leave you to your game.
When you feel that you sufficiently understand the way of the open palm, return to me.
So basically do more nice things. I guess be higher on the scale here. What about Jian?
Just when I was about to crush Mistress Vo's position, Ah well, ye is a patient game. What do you want of me?
Tell me about yourself.
Me? There is little to say. I am a warrior, and I refuse to let time bend me as it has so many others. My only failing as I see it sits across from me.
Neither of you are sitting. What's your history with Mistress Vo?
She was my student once. Back when she had some sense, she was fearsome on the battlefield. Lords demanded our services, and we could have bathed in the silver they paid us.
That was before I realized that Jian caused as much trouble as he solved. We had a falling out, and I went my own way.
You became a peacemaker, coddling the nobles and encouraging them not to fight. Foolish.
I only fight when it is necessary, and only when other options have failed, Jian. It does not make my actions any less significant.
Foolishness.
How can you fight at your age?
The body can be trained to ignore its own failings. I am not the man I was 40 years ago, but you are no one at all. It balances out in my eyes.
Alright, that's all I wish to know about you.
Then we are done.
Could I ask you some questions about your training, about your teachings?
You wish to understand my approach to the art of combat? Ask.
You mentioned teaching harmonic combinations to Mistress Vo.
Yes, harmonic combinations. Tricky things, but very powerful. They harness a resonance that can take place if you switch quickly between styles as you fight.
How do I start one of these harmonic combinations?
They always begin with either a magical or support style. That's the key. We'll have to experiment with which moves can begin the combination, but it should be clear enough when you have succeeded.
Once begun, how do I finish a combination?
You must switch quickly to a martial style and perform its strongest attack. The thing is that you must be quick. If you fail to press the attack, the resonance will fade and you will miss your opportunity.
Is there any point to performing a harmonic combination?
You think I tell you this so you can look flashy and impress the girls? Of course there's a point. It's to look flashy and impress the girls. No, not really. Harmonic combinations are a deadly technique. Though well-trained warriors will rarely be affected, foes unprepared for these attacks will be obliterated by your finishing strike. It is said that a specific element of your foe's essence will be left behind based on your choice of combinations. I leave it to you to discover more of such things.
That's all I wanted to know about this. Now, tell me more about Tempest.
Tempest is the most discordant of the magical styles. Only those who are true to discord, who draw strength from it, can command the raging storms. Fire and ice are transient, but to anger the winds requires the strength of will that comes from my way. Impress me and show me that you understand more than the basics of the way of the closed fist, and I will consider teaching you the mysteries of Tempest.
Alright, that's enough of your teachings.
Good, a game awaits. Unless some other question rails against the bars of your mind for release.
I seek your training.
Is that so? Let me see. You do not seek my training. You understand nothing of the way of the closed fist. Perhaps you should talk to my counterpart. She would likely coddle your adherence to the weak way of the open palm.
It did not prove so weak when we clashed, Jian.
You are stopped to save a kitten from an ox cart one day, and you will hear me laughing from the shadows as that cart runs you down.
I'll leave you to your game.
Yes, do that.
Alright. An interesting pair. We need to slowly get better over time and get nicer so that we can be better and get what we need. And we shall. That said, I am going to end this episode here. There's a few people we have to talk to over there, which we will get to. But we also have this boathouse here. Well, we'll deal with all that in the next episode, because this episode's gone on long enough. So, until then, I'm Chester44, that is Jin and Dawnstar. This has been a Let's Play of Jade Empire, and I shall see you all next time.